So this is day 8 of social distancing.
Yes, social distancing.
Of social distancing. And we're going to talk about what to do with your little toddler or your little one during this time of social distancing. I guess to start off, our daughter does not go to daycare. So she typically stays at home with John's mom. And so it hasn't really impacted us in that sense. So we're just going to share what she normally does at home. And yesterday we already talked about TV, so we won't talk about that today. So yeah, you want to start?
Um, yeah, we have various things. We've always tried to give her toys that are, I guess, educational. Anything from, uh, I guess, to try to spark an interest in music or um, things that require creativity, like Lego or, I guess, the kids' versions of Lego, the Mega Blocks. Things that will to help her learn how to count, learn alphabets. There's those ones with the latches and whatnot, but we've had those all along. Do you want to talk about what we've done differently, or what she usually plays with first?
I guess we do have a lot of toys and books at home because she doesn't go to daycare. And so we can pretty much run our own daycare here, I suppose.
At least for one kid.
For one kid. For a couple, I think we'll be fine.
Yeah, we'd be fine with that too.
But yeah, so we do have toys that will spark more of a musical interest, like John said. And so we have things like keyboards, shakers, drums, kind of type of toys.
Little kids, little grand piano.
Um, not a guitar. What is that thing called again?
Ukulele.
A ukulele, yes. Well, we have that.
She's not quite. I don't think she's too interested in it yet, but we'll see eventually.
Yeah, and I mean, even if you don't have those at home, she also has those books with the little keyboard, so you just follow the colors on the score in the book, and you press those buttons. So there's that. We've also showed her yesterday. We talked about TV, so we actually play Sound of Music for her, and so she knows like her do re mi's that way. If you don't want to play on TV, I'm sure you can sing along with your child and teach them music that in that way.
Mm-hmm.
We do have things that train more of a fine motor skill, like those Legos and blocks. I usually try to get her toys that are actually not for her age. So, say if she's 1, I would probably get her toys that are for
18 months or
for like
about.
2 or older. So now I get her toys that are 3 plus. Um, Even though sometimes it might not be like age appropriate for her, but it does challenge her in that sense. And so um, I think it probably has also helped in her development. So she is faster. I just find toys that are for her age are actually um, not appropriate for her. If that makes sense, just because she's a little more advanced.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree.
We have stuff that are in our own language, so for in Chinese, to teach her our own language. Obviously, we have toys in English, and also we start getting her some stuff in French to teach her French. So if you know multiple languages, this might also be a good time, to teach them
It's always
both
better.
languages.
Yeah, it's always better at a young age. So we've been doing that.
Mhm.
She has a set of blocks that has Chinese characters on them, and then on the back, I believe there's English as well as the animal, a picture of the animal. So it's helpful. Same with the books. If we're reading books, we're pointing out the both the Chinese term as well as the English term. So we also try to encourage that. Obviously, she still has like stuffed bears and stuff like that, and that's I guess more soft and comfort things. So we still have things like that. It's not all like you have to learn something from this toy kind of thing. But yeah, other things like today we went to play outside in the backyard, still social distancing, but it was just me and her. We just went and tried to basically teach her some, I guess, foot-eye coordination with trying to get her to kick a ball. She's seen like those little clips on TV that have soccer, so she was kind of like singing the tune a little bit as she was like seeing trying to kick the ball, and she's gotten better actually compared to before. So she's able to kick a ball or whatnot. Didn't last too long, I don't think. What was it? Maybe 5-10 minutes.
Something like that.
But it's still good to get her out to get some fresh air. Sometimes we have like a soft ball. The ball's right there. Ball right here, like it's soft. So trying to teach her how to catch it or whatnot. So even if she gets it in the head once or twice, it's okay. Yeah, teach her how to catch as well, just for some hand-eye coordination as well. So not just all, what's the word I'm looking for?
Educational.
Not what's different type of education, like in a scholastic sense, I guess, not just all academic, not just all academic learning. There's physical learning as well, right? So, what other things have we done? I've heard.
Yeah, and I think like every moment is like a teaching moment, right? So then even when doing like arts and crafts, so she does like paint, draw, those sort of things. Even in that, we can teach her things like primary colors, secondary colors, mixing colors. It's not just about just doodling, right? Although we don't structure it like a lesson. It's just, hey, by the way, let's try this, mix these two colors together, see what happens. Oh, like blue and red makes purple. Okay, purple is a secondary color. Even like playing Play-Doh with her. She loves Play-Doh.
Loves Play-Doh.
She loves Play-Doh. So even with Play-Doh, making shapes with her. I know I've done things like with one of those cutters, make a square. And so then I'll be like, fold the square and be like, oh, that's a rectangle. Or if you fold it corner to corner, that's a triangle, right? So, learning in different ways, fold a circle, half circle, just be creative. We have also used non-traditional toys, so things that you don't have to actually go and buy, things that you might have at home. So you want to pass that over, John? So she's been playing with this for the past couple of days, which she really likes. It's just a muffin tin that we have at home with a little pair of tongs that I happen to have at home as well. And we just put little bits of pasta. I had some lava beads lying around, so I threw some of those in there. And she just pretends to play with that. She moves them around with the tongs. So again, more fine motor skill. She does know how to use a chopstick, so this isn't that challenging for her. But hey, if you want to train your little one to use something like this or chopsticks, I think you can definitely play around with that. To use like a mortar and pestle to grind sesame seeds and cashews. So if you have a mortar and pestle at home, you can definitely put some things in there for the little kid to like grind around.
Yeah, it's good participation. That's good. I guess that's gross motor skills. I guess that's considered. So
we got her to help make the dough, so it's almost like Play-Doh for her, but it's actually edible. And then we'll insert some video clips. We'll try to figure out how to do that.
Oh, 俾爸爸點啊？When she's done mashing it, put it in here. 使唔使爸爸幫你啊？唔好你嗰度唔係整爛呢個碗㗎，OK？你自己，喂。未得，你行完呢度先啦，快啲啊！係啦 ，go go 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 go，係啦 ，good job，唔好擺隻手指落去啊！
實呢啲未難明啦 ，OK， 要粉粉咁嘅 ，OK， 你可以執成嗰個係啦，可以咁樣，揸住係啦，冇隻手落去。
Good. Oh my god. So you can see, but basically she helped make it, and obviously she got to enjoy it afterwards. Cooking is one way that we do try and involve her.
Things that aren't too difficult, obviously. Nothing with sharp tools or anything. Yeah, so like mixing stuff, pouring stuff in. I guess mortar and pestles, pretty like okay as well, as long as they keep your fingers out of the mortar. What else have we got her to help with?
Chores. So because John's away a lot, so I usually do the laundry on the weekends. So this is not COVID related, even when there is no COVID. We would get her to help with laundry, or I would get her to help with laundry. So folding, I'll just like plop her on her bed. She'll actually play with the clothes. So when she was younger, she would try to wear the clothes and dress herself. And now it's more about trying to fold like little towels.
Sorting socks.
Oh yes, sorting socks. So she really likes to do that. So even sorting socks, we tell her to find ones with the same color, matching. So she knows like same, different. Sometimes she'll find ones that are the same color. We'll tell her it's the same color but different pattern. So like I said, like every moment is a teaching moment. It's really, how you go about it. Nothing is a lesson. It's not like we're going to sit down and do some math right now. It's just in our everyday lives.
Definitely works better when things are fun. Kids learn better when things are fun.
What else?
We have.
Oh, so the other thing we did with her yesterday, actually the past 2 days, I guess, is baby Jenga.
Yes, baby Jenga.
And
it's essentially, it's in her room right now.
We'll try to insert a clip of her and us playing it. 邊個 green one？ 我又攞上邊，攞下邊嗰啲，下邊嗰啲，攞下邊嗰啲。攞晒。No, green, just one. Which one？ 得唔得㗎？哇 ！Very good，犀利，擺落個盒度。BB 擺落個盒，媽媽又冇 green 喎。哎，到爸爸，擺個盒度。爸爸 orange。BB 到你啦 ，OK？ 你碌碌。Here， 你碌碌。
Are we supposed to stack it back on top?
Nah, too red. 攞個 red 咯喎。BB, which one's a red one?
Faster and red.
Which one's a red one?
媽媽請呢個。
OK， 你攞個 red one 出嚟啊。嗰個 orange, no, red, BB, red. Red. Which one's red? Good job.
Very good.
And they use wooden vegetables. And so one, it gets them more familiar with their vegetables or colors. If they don't eat vegetables, that might be one way to get them to start eating them, by playing with them, learning more about them. And I guess your kid needs to know colors first. So Jocelyn does know her colors, so this works. So basically you roll the die. If it's that color, you have to pull out, the vegetable that is of that color.
But yeah, it's fun. I feel like it's almost more difficult than regular Jenga, just because it's you got to figure out which one can actually move, and because they're different shapes, you're not sure if it'll actually hold. So it's almost you can learn how to take turns as well. So there's a lot of times where it's like we roll and then she goes right in there to try to pull up that colored piece out, but it's like, oh no, it's mommy's turn, and then she'll wait. So yeah, we've gotten her to learn how to do that, which is great. So I guess whenever we buy a toy, we think of whether it's what she can learn from it. So it's not just, oh, it's I don't know, I don't want to shoot anything down, but like maybe a car or something, it just rolls.
Yeah.
Like it's like, okay, that's cool, it's fun, it's good for imagination, I suppose, but
maybe we should do like toy reviews.
we do toy reviews. Yeah, we could I thought maybe it's a good idea at some point we'll
Mhm.
go through our process of like things that we used throughout at least like the
Mhm.
first years, even before, like maybe some ideas that we had before she was even born. But maybe we'll do that in another
Yeah.
video, right?
I
So,
do buy the majority of the toys that I buy are wooden toys.
durable,
Um,
if anything.
yeah, they're durable and they're simple, right? She does have electronic toys, like say like a piano, for instance,
Mm-hmm.
um,
Should I
but
grab one?
not a lot of electronic toys. I'm not worried that she's not going to know how to use electronics. I know she will eventually learn. We actually don't let her use a tablet. And she plays with her phones, but she only takes pictures with them. So she
No
doesn't use
apps.
any apps.
No apps.
Again, I'm not worried that she's not going to learn how to use an app. Obviously, she will, and she will pick it up very, very quickly. Um, so yeah, so really the basic like wooden toys like this one, just taking the little numbers out and putting them back in, telling time. Um,
I don't know if she actually
she
knows how to tell
can
time yet, but
kind of tell time. Like we do have a really, really big clock in our kitchen, and so sometimes I'll tell her she has to wait till the shorthand is, touching number 3, so she knows her numbers as well. So I'll get her to wait, and she'll say like, "Oh, okay, I touched it." And a lot of times I find if I tell her, "Okay, in 5 minutes," so when that hand reaches number 6 or whatever it is, mommy will give this to you. Sometimes she actually forgets by that time. But obviously, I still stick to my word and I still give her whatever it is that she wants. I just make her wait for it a little bit. So it's
training
not,
patience, right?
yeah, and it's not so much her training me to give her things. It's like, okay, yes, you can have it, but in 3 minutes, in 5 minutes. Toys versus real objects. So
Yes.
she knows that these are her toys. And she knows not to put real food in her toys. So that's another big thing. We know, kids being kids, may try and cook real food in their toys. And obviously you don't want that because then you don't know what's clean, what's dirty. You could have food going bad in their toys, especially like in the summer when you probably have windows and doors open. You might have insects come in, and now you have
Then you have insects in the
a
toys.
not very good situation with your toys. So yeah, so she knows not to do that. And the interesting thing is that she also points out when she sees other kids doing that, she will say, "Oh, mommy, like, why are they doing that? Why are they putting the food, real food, in their toys?"
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, she'll know the difference, and she knows the word pretend. So we'll tell her, no, you can't eat it, just pretend. And she's like, okay, pretending,
Yeah, so she'll
pretending.
pretend to eat it.
Yeah. Um, and so
Works
one
well with,
example,
yeah. Sorry, go ahead.
yeah.
Sorry.
Oh, so one example is this little knife over here. It looks
Mhm.
like a very legit knife. It's
For
actually
a toy.
quite sturdy for a toy.
Made of wood, I think. Oh, it's a plastic.
Yeah, it's plastic, but it's actually a really, really substantial knife. And so when she sees us cooking, she has a little step stool that, so she can come up to the sink, to the counter, and obviously we have knives around because it's a kitchen. We don't lock them away or anything like that. They're just on the counter, especially if I am cooking, they will be on the counter. But she knows not to touch them. Or when she gets close to them, we'll tell her, no, there are knives there, you can't touch it. And so she'll be like, oh, okay. And we tell her why. We always explain to her why she can't
Dangerous.
touch
Yeah.
something. So, like, you might cut yourself, for instance.
You get a boo boo.
Yeah. And so she's like, oh, okay. And then she'll go and grab her toy knife and she'll say, this one is, and she'll come and tell us that this is a toy and it's okay. And she can touch this one, but she can't touch ours.
Yeah.
So she makes those connections. And like we mentioned, like the more connections they make, the easier it is for recall, right? So, like if you think about your brain and how it works, there's neurons that have synapses. So the more synapses that are formed, the faster those neurons can fire and the message gets sent. So yeah, so it helps.
Practice. It's all
Yeah.
practice. It's practice, repetition. There were times where, like, if we had knives, even just dinner knives in the, like the dishwasher while we were unloading it, she'd want to touch them. But I think at this point we've gotten her to realize that they're real, they're not toys. It can be dangerous, you can cut yourself. So she's actually gone into the dishwasher a lot less, even though she knows how to open it now.
We take care of her stuffed animals or her toys as kind of mimicking how we take care of her. So she will
Kinda
put them
like
to
babies.
bed.
Yeah.
She'll try and feed them, bathe them,
Read them books.
read them books. We do have a dog who lives with my parents. So whenever
They're not here.
yeah, so whenever the dog comes over, obviously she'll play with that. She'll play with our dog, right? Yeah.
Tries to feed the dog too. Her parents don't always let her.
Oh,
but-
puzzles.
Puzzles. She loves puzzles.
She loves puzzles. Actual like jigsaw puzzles.
Mhm.
So we had a puzzle that was the alphabet, like 20 some odd pieces. And by the time she was 2, she could finish it. And so I got her a puzzle of Canada.
I think it also comes down to if she wants to, and if she has the attention span. Because honestly, I've never seen her complete it, but she swears that she has done it on her
Yeah.
own without any help.
So we got her a bigger puzzle that is 40 some odd pieces, like a floor puzzle of Canada. So again, going back to the whole, for me, it's like it has to be educational or she can learn something from it. So if it's just a random picture, she's not really learning much from it, but because it's Canada, she can learn the different provinces. She can actually tell us where she lives in Toronto. Yes, that's where we live.
Mhm.
And we tell her, oh, like auntie so and so lives in this other province, or uncle so and so lives in another province. Again, making those connections. If you travel, I think this might be a really great way to help them learn the different countries, right? So you can get get ones of the world or wherever you're from. And they're animals, at least in the one that we got, they're animals. So you can learn about animals through that. But yeah, it's also learning about colors, matching colors, the same colors that usually they tend to go together. Or if there's something that can draw your child to that piece. So in our case, if there's an animal, we'll say, "Where's the beaver? Look for the beaver," right? Or the flower, or there's a hockey player, and she always associates hockey with her dad, so she calls it like, "Oh, that's Baba," right? And then she'll try and find that piece. So yeah.
Do you find you let her dictate what she wants to play, or do you tell her what to play?
Sometimes I make suggestions. So I'll be like, "Oh, do you want to play this now?" And she will say yes or no. I think if we just left her alone and to do whatever she wanted, she would just play her cooking stuff all day long.
She could. She could. Or if she wants to play bubbles, she can probably sit there and play until the bubbles are all the solutions all gone.
So yeah, so like after a little while, just ask her, "Oh, do you want to? Let's try this now." Especially if we're the ones actually interacting with her. Obviously, if it's our parents, it's a little different. She might be leading that interaction a little bit more.
She's okay with leading.
Mm-hmm.
But sometimes we do change it because, for one, we want her to do something different, and two, might be because we're getting bored.
And we have a lot of books. We should do a book review. We have a lot of books.
Which ones we like or which ones she likes?
And we try to get books that are educational. Some of them are actually not for her age again, not age appropriate. But yeah,
they're a little advanced, but I feel like eventually, like they'll recognize at least that's their book, and then they, once they are old enough, then they can start reading it, and it's like, oh, neat, I can read this book now.
Yeah.
Like we got her these little books that are yay big, and yeah, they have.
We don't read those anymore.
No, she doesn't. No, she liked to. I think more than anything, she chewed on the corners. But they were those hard books, the hard cardboard books. I guess they're called board books. Yeah, like some of them just had like one word in them. So now that she's reading, she can actually read them. Well, sometimes she just likes to play with them. So pull it out and kind of ask her what are the words now. So it's like translating from if she read it somewhere else, she should be able to read it in the book as well, right? So trying to teach her like simple things like sometimes colors, like knowing your colors is one thing, knowing how to read the colors, like the word of the color is something else, right? So it's still useful. We still use it. I've gifted it to friends with kids as well because I think it's such a great little tool.
Mm-hmm.
And they have fun with it, right? So she likes to play with them, pull them out, put them back in. They have different topics, so it's a good
Yeah.
toy, I would say. I don't know if you consider books a toy, but I kind of do.
And I find like books that have a certain rhythm,
That rhyme.
that rhymes or has a certain rhythm with, like, I guess it depends on the person reading it, helps. So we do have shakers, and so sometimes we like shake the rhythm as well. Um, it works really well with Dr. Seuss books.
Dr. Seuss books are pretty good for that.
So
But
she really
I
likes
feel like a
them.
lot of kids' books are like that, though. There's a rhythm to it and whatnot. Like
Yeah.
like it's almost like learning through song, right?
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
works pretty well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, maybe we'll do a book review. She has a lot of books. We have book review, toy review, maybe
Because
some
her mommy
product
likes
reviews.
books. Her mommy has a lot of books.
Hmm.
So yeah, so we do have a lot of books. We have a little bookshelf downstairs for her that she can access on her own, and I actually rotate the books every couple months. The ones downstairs, and then she has another set of books in her bedroom that she can access, and she has books that are actually like in her closet, so they're away. And so I just rotate them to keep it new, keep it fresh, because again, she doesn't go to daycare. So if I had everything out, she would be bored of it. And same goes with her toys. I will rotate them every now and then, every couple months. And so you're like, oh my gosh, this is missing. And I'm like, oh, it's in the basement.
It is. It's put away.
So yeah, so just to try to keep things new, keep her engaged, keep her
Not having everything out is
stimulated.
good for sure. Just so it's like, oh, I remember this. It's like has that nostalgia factor to it, right? Even though it's like it hasn't been that long for her because she's not that old.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, to them, like a short period of time, like a short period of time for us is a lot of time for them, right?
The
She's only
ball pit.
we put that away.
We put it away.
She
We
has
probably
a
bring back out again,
she
do
has a
something with it.
food truck kind of corner, kind of food truck thing.
Yeah, we put that
So
away.
if we put that away, but she still plays kitchen. So even without an actual kitchen, she uses like the arm of the sofa for it. So works. It's good for make believe if she yeah, for her to kind of use her imagination a little bit, right? So um,
Yeah, maybe
is
we
that
can
it?
do some toy reviews, book reviews in the future. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's what we do. I guess we could. The comments are open, so technically, if you have anything you guys do,
Oh,
you can post it below
yes. So the other day,
and whatnot.
actually, John did paper airplanes with her.
Oh, I did. Yeah, that was actually kind of fun.
Yeah,
She
so
liked that.
really it's like just be creative.
All
It's
it takes is a YouTube video and a piece of paper, really.
yeah.
Or you can buy a book. There's books with paper airplanes, although I guess maybe Amazon. I guess you can technically order from Amazon, so you don't have to go out since it's social distancing. But yeah, paper airplanes. I'm sure there's patterns online and whatnot that you can look up, or YouTube videos where you
Mhm.
can
So
grab some. So yeah, she loved it. Like she thought it was fun to see it fly around. She's never seen something like that. She always sees airplanes in the sky, but having a paper airplane is a little different. It's nice and close. I let her try to throw it. Wasn't too successful, but hopefully it gets better with some coordination. So yeah, that's another fun thing that you can do. Arts and
mhm.
crafts and whatnot, just with paper. Origami might be. We could try origami. It was just interesting. She might not fold it, but I will. And then just kind of let her see different things you can do with paper.
Mhm.
But yeah, yeah. Any questions, comments, leave it below, and we can. We'll be back with another video. I guess tomorrow. Tomorrow.
Sounds good.
We haven't figured out what we're recording yet, but we'll see you tomorrow. Bye.